This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Topping the news tonight, the Grand Bahama Port Authority is investing in the image of Freeport by targeting derelict buildings in high-traffic areas. Port officials say the city is burdened by the unsightly structures, and this initiative will transform the dilapidated buildings into attractions. Megan Shepard has the story.
President of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Ian Roll, says their vision is to create a greater impact on the community through various initiatives. Their newest project will be to launch a beautification project on derelict buildings. Manager of City Services Troy McIntosh says the plan is to clean up the landscape along with beautifying the buildings. So far, about 7 buildings have been identified, and Roll says he is pleased that the building owners are on board for the project.
We currently have an issue in that some of these buildings, although they are dilapidated, the structures are sound, and therefore we have issues demolishing these particular buildings. So what we intend to do is to make something negative into something very positive. These buildings, they might be unsightly now, but we intend to make them into an attraction.
We wanted to look at arterial roads first to see, based on the inventory, what's there. In fact, our inventory has revealed that there are some 700 buildings in the city that are derelict. And what that means is it could be an unfinished building or a building where no activity has commenced for maybe a year or 6 months. Because what happens is people have buildings and they would do it piece out of their pockets. And so when you look at many of the areas, you see a lot of buildings that are unfinished, maybe up to bell course, maybe just foundation. They are considered abandoned as well. Without an activity for a period of a year. And we have about approximately 700 of those buildings throughout the city.
Several artists sent in renditions, and Sheldon Saint was selected. He says he's been in the art business for over 20 years and is excited to begin the project come Wednesday. He estimates that each building will take about 6 weeks.
The first building that will be enhanced is the County Squire building located on Queens Highway. And this is one of the renditions that I did and was presented to the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Senior Manager of Group and Corporate Affairs, Kimberly Miller, says this is a community venture and they have a special feature that will allow the community to be a part of the transformation.
We now have a GoPro device that's a part of our arsenal that we're really excited about because we actually have a chest harness that thankfully Mr. Saint has agreed to. He also has a helmet that he's also agreed to. His GoPro will be on the whole time, and we're very excited because at the end of that project, our team will be able to put together a piece that will show real time and accelerated time what the whole project was like from Mr. Saint's perspective from start to finish.
Port President says they are still working to finalize plans to expand the project with more buildings. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
This next project will also go a long way in promoting the image of the city as a tourist destination. As Kimberly Mullings tells us, tourism leaders on Grand Bahama have high expectations for the months ahead.
Coming off of a good first quarter and what some call the best hotel occupancy in 11 years, the Grand Bahama Island tourism sector is anticipating continued growth in the number of visitor arrivals over the second quarter as well. Resort operators are now focused on air arrivals from 8 USA gateways commencing May 21st. The Sunwing Airlines' new Boeing 737 189-seat jet aircraft will depart from Baltimore, Maryland, Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio, Houston, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with 4 and 7 night rotations from New York, New Jersey. The larger aircraft has an increased seating capacity of 26%. Chairman of the Grand Bahama Tourism Board, Russell Miller, while reflecting on the overall first quarter hotel occupancy of 68.76%, said advanced bookings for the summer program have already exceeded 10,000 passengers. He says it has surpassed last year's total bookings. The Sunwing Travel Group, which includes Vacation Express and Grand Celebration, are the leading suppliers of stopover business to the island. The Sunwing Travel Club delivered 20% of stopovers, followed by the Grand Celebration at 12%, an increase of 8.27%, followed by Vacation Express's 7%, and Expedia with 6%. 50% of the hotel's bookings reflect corporate sources, meetings and conventions, groups and business travel. In recognition of the need to improve the vacation experience within and around the resort premises, performances, and tourist activities, the Ministry of Tourism, along with private sector organizations, have increased the number of participants in customer service skills development training programs. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Police on Grand Bahama are investigating the death of a 49-year-old American visitor. The man was a part of a group from Florida who were diving off Memory Rock. Police say shortly before 5 on Saturday afternoon, he reportedly began experiencing difficulties breathing. He was then pulled from the water onto the vessel from which they were diving, and CPR was administered. He was taken to the West End Clinic for medical attention and then to the Rand Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Police are investigating this matter. Bahamian Consul General to New York, Forrester Carroll, delivering remarks at St. Philip's Episcopal Church in New York today at the memorial service for the late Johnny Kemp. Carroll saying he has had a very intimate Christian relationship with the Kemp family for many years, and he also feels the pain of the family who are grappling with Kemp's death. Carroll recalled that he sat at the same table with Johnny Kemp at a Bahamian American Association function in December of last year, where they both reminisced about family in the Bahamas and life in Freeport in the 1970s. The Consul General said Johnny Kemp was a very jovial person and a proud Bahamian who made his country proud. He said he is assured that Johnny Kemp confessed Jesus as his Savior and Lord in April, just days before leaving on that fateful trip. Kemp passed away on April 15th after falling and hitting his head on rocks on a beach in Jamaica. Stay with us. The Northern Edition will be right back.
In news that matters to you, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The National Congress of Trade Unions is preparing to celebrate Labor Week 2015 under the theme Passing the Baton, Continuing to Fight for Workers' Rights. Here on Grand Bahama, there will be 2 honorees for this year's celebration: Wilson Gray from the Bahamas Public Services Union and Avril Mortimer from the Bahamas Union of Teachers, both of whom have played an intricate role in the labor movement. Quinton LaRota, Area Vice President for the Bahamas Union of Teachers, is elated about the decision to honor Avril Mortimer, a former BUT executive.
We cannot talk about the labor movement in Grand Bahama without mentioning Mr. Avril Mortimer. In fact, the labor movement as a whole, he was extremely influential in the Bahamas Union of Teachers. He created this idea of unity, Grand Bahama sticking together as a district, taking our concerns to the wider union and having them implemented.
The highlight of Labor Day will be the parade slated for Friday, June 5th. The TUC usually joins hands with the NCTUB for a grand march, but this year they are taking a different route and are having their own parade. Javette Cooper, 4th Vice President with the NCTUB Northern Bahamas, says she hopes both organizations can join hands once again and be united as one for the sake of public workers.
In strength, there's unity. And if we can get all the unions and the 2 umbrella unions to speak with one voice, the labor situation and the working situation for Bahamians, in my opinion, would be much better, because a lot of the companies that have unions would not take the employees lightly.
The Rotary Club of Lucaya exploring the benefits of telemedicine. Global Offsite Care is a group of Rotarians and supporters who are excited about spreading the word about telemedicine worldwide to provide high-quality care using affordable technology. Last week, local physicians along with Rotarians met in an information session at the Pelican Bay Resort. Club President Clifford Bowe says they realize that as technology evolves, it's more practical to connect patients with medical specialists who may be some distance away.
We discovered that we are not as remote as most persons would have thought, and that actually we may end up having some of our local physicians be able to help with the providing information to persons in remote areas like the other family islands and maybe other parts of the world. So what you have here today is a live telecast that is going on with various countries.
The Global Offsite Care Initiative is being used by states in the U.S., in Africa, and some areas of the region. Eleuthera is already on board, and those involved say it is making a difference.
Eleuthera is such a rural area. We don't have a lot of education coming in, and so this gives the doctors, Dr. Smith and his nurses, an opportunity to learn more what's going on in the medical field and also get advice from different doctors. The program is partnership between Rotary and Rotaract, and it's been going well. We volunteer our time.
When Dr. Good every week gives his lecture on a subject, today it's on alcoholic sclerosis. Last time it was irritable bowel syndrome. Before that, prostate cancer, diabetes. There's a different subject every week. And people start to learn from each other. They talk about how they're treating it in this country and how they treat it in that country, and that's the serendipitous part. We're all learners together. We're all teachers, and this is what the Fellowship of International Understanding is about.
It has been around for more than a century, and the Girl Guides organization, which provides leadership and personal skills development, is still going strong on Grand Bahama. The local association recently held a luncheon to highlight the work of the movement and those who have made a significant contribution to the movement over the years. The event, held at the Ruby Swiss restaurant, attracted a cross-sector of the community. Guest speaker was Senator Tanisha Tynes.
As Glenda Stone, the founder and Director General of Aura Gender Capital, stated, being a Girl Guide has contributed to my professional success and helped me develop 7 major strengths: resourcefulness, tenacity, respect, working for one cause, independence, to try to be successful, a spirit of adventure. Nothing is impossible and the unknown is welcome, and to be prepared.
Senator Tynes says although she was never a girl guide, she has learned a lot from others who were part of the organization.
My mother and her sisters were Girl Guides. Unfortunately, I was never a brownie or a sunflower or a Girl Guide, but by my mother's leadership, she taught myself and my 3 younger sisters some of those major strengths. And now, in the next generation, I have 2 nieces who are part of this great organization. And every day, I see those strengths showing in how they behave in public and in what they do throughout the community when they are representing Girl Guides.
Mothers were celebrated around the world yesterday, and as this age-old tradition continues, a local church went all out to pay tribute to the many women who make such an invaluable contribution to nation building. The St. Vincent de Paul Church in Hunters held a special service yesterday to honor the mothers of that Catholic parish. President of the Parish Council, Rosalie Robinson.
To honor our mothers. You know, sometimes we grow up in an environment where love is not so in abundance, or not so forthcoming from our children and stuff. And so it makes a difference when church family can get together and honor our mothers. The role of mothers in the society and here at St. Vincent de Paul is very, very important, because we need the mother figure. Mother is a person that teaches, and the mother is a person that rebukes, and mother is a person that show so much love to our children, and by extension, the children of others. It takes a whole lot of mothers to make our society today what it is today, of love and peace and quietness.
A highlight of the special service was the Mother of the Year Award, which went to Beverly Culmer. Vanessa Feaster was chosen Junior Mother of the Year. Both mothers were overwhelmed by the special honor.
I wasn't expecting it. I mean, I am on the committee, and I helped all the way to the end, and I helped choose. But my name was never in the equation. So this is why I was so surprised.
I was surprised and shocked for being selected Junior Mother of the Year from St. Vincent de Paul Parish, because As a mother, you just do your duties that I said before you on a daily basis without looking for rewards.
It's time now for our nightly feature, Ask the Doctor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and welcome to my special edition this week on lupus. Michelle from Freeport emailed me several questions. The first question is, my younger sister who was 18 was recently diagnosed with lupus. What is lupus? Lupus is an autoimmune disease, which means it's a disorder where the body attacks its own cells and organs. It usually affects Blacks, Native American Indians, or persons of Asian descent. 90% of persons with lupus are usually women, and the disease usually affects persons between the ages of 15 and 45. However, it can affect older persons. There is no single cause for developing lupus. Researchers suggest that a combination of several factors can cause or trigger lupus. These include smoking, having a family history of lupus, hormonal factors such as high estrogen levels during pregnancy, environmental factors such as infections, extreme stress, or excessive sunlight exposure, or immune system factors. If you or someone you know may have lupus or at an increased risk for developing lupus, please see a doctor for diagnosis and advice. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
And stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn is up next with sports.
Everybody, welcome to Sports with Ricardo Lightborn, Joseph Roll and hubby, Clarice Seymour Roll, Stubbs. They're all having a good one as well. As you do know, I want to say thank you to you guys down there as well. And also, I passed the information on to Emmerich Seymour that he need to stay in the choir. Sing quiet, Emmerich, sing quiet. Well, the Grand Bahama Sports Complex is the venue for the Nemours track. It's called the Spring Invitational. The meet actually attracted those athletes who wanted to participate. Some figured, well, they will just not. The Nemo Athletic Track and Field meet was held on Saturday at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. The age divisions under 7 to 20 plus the open division. Head coach Joe Simmons was disappointed in the response by the athletes.
My greatest disappointment is half of the kids that went to the Carifta Games and half of them that went over to the World Relays, they're not here participating in this meet. And you know, it's kind of sad that you host the meet for them and you host the meet for the Bahamian people, for the Grand Bahamians, that didn't have a chance to watch them live. They're here, and yet they don't come out to run to show their support to the Bahamian people who sat back and watched them on television. You know, that's kind of sad.
The track meet served two purposes: competition for the athletes and a tribute to the godfather of sports.
This is also a symbol of what Mr. Nemours did back in the day. You know, he's contributed a lot to our society, and this is to honor his name also, all right, to keep his name alive.
100 meters of all ages was very exciting, especially under 17 and 20 girls 100 meters. The Golden Eagles and Fast Track made their presence felt. Caden and Lativia finished 1 and 2.
The competition was not easy because I just come from where relays and nationals and stuff like that, so I had a hard time coming out the blocks.
The competition on the track was nice. It's my first 100 for the year, and it was a good race to see where I'm at and to see what my weaknesses were and my strengths were.
The athletes need every meet that they can get in for the B3s. Have a number of national teams traveling this summer. If you miss the cut, kids, you can only blame yourself. And Bateman track and field sensation Shawnee Miller, folks, won 200 meters at the 12th Jamaica International Invitational over the weekend in a blazing time at 22.14 seconds. American Tori Bowe was second at 22.29, and Shelly Ann Fraser Price was third at 22.37 seconds. Jamaica's Nikhil Ashmead won the 200 meters for men in 20.25 seconds, and also Jamaica's Asafa Powell returned after a 6-month ban, and he won 100 meters in 9.84 seconds. And American Ryan Bailey second, and Nestor Carter finishing third in that order. Jamaica's Elaine Thompson won the 100 meters in 10.92 seconds, and American signer Richard Ross, who was here for the relays, won the 40 meters in 49.97 seconds. All those guys are running exceptionally well and doing some pretty good things. Let's go to softball. The Abaco Softball Association opened its 2015 season on the weekend in the ladies showdown. The Abaco Grocery Diamond Dolls held off Major Payne 10-9. Cliffine Smith got the win and Tessa Lewis the loss. In the men's affair, the Hopetown Wreckers defeated the Blackwood Destroyers 9-7. Wayne Reckley got a 2-for-3 outing, also to go roll, got the win, and also give us some 5 hits and struck out 8. Josh Voltag with the loss. Greta Bulldogs opened with a bang on the weekend. They in turn also stopping the Super Solution Sharks 9-2. William Lefty Weatherford also had a good one going. 2 singles, 2 doubles, and 5 RBI. Tyler Josie Wells Russell with 2 runs and 2 hits given up, and he struck out, get this, a whopping 9 batters, and Giovanna Culmer was tagged with the loss. As far as the Creta Bulldogs, they also went out to shut out the Blackwood Destroyers 10-0. Was the score. And guess what? Jared Douglas was 3-for-3, belted 2 doubles and a home run and 6 RBI. Lyle Big Boy Sawyer threw a 1-hitter, struck out to a batter, and Josh Roll was tagged with the loss. My good friend Ted Mackey is upset tonight. Why? Let me tell you. It is because Tom Brady and the Patriots, Tom, 4-week suspension, and that is for the season coming. $1 million by the franchise. They're going to get a first-round pick taken away in 2016 and a 4th round in 2017. But Ted, y'all can kill the Dolphins without Tom Brady, man. That's sports.